Hi everybody, welcome to our class English 123 Critical Thinking and Literature. My name is Sarah Hong. I'll be your online instructor for this semester, and I'm really happy and excited to get to know everybody and to do this class with you. English 123 is really one of my favorite classes to teach here at DVC. I typically teach 123 about probably once a year or once every semester. And I've done it both face to face as well as in this online form. And for those of you who feel a little anxious about learning things online, wondering how is that possible, don't worry. Many of your peers are wondering the same thing. And I think when I started teaching online for the first time, that's what I was also wondering. How are we going to learn without that face-to-face interaction? Um, while I do think we'll miss some of the kind of the magic of discussing and thinking through and struggling with different texts in class, we will miss that magic, but hopefully we can recreate some of that through our online environment. And I really do think learning online is really fantastic. I mean, there's obvious benefits that it works with your schedule. Since a lot of us are juggling many different things from jobs to families, internships, and so there's all those kind of practical benefits. But I also think online learning is great because you have to write and you have to articulate your thoughts. Whereas in class, I think we participate in discussion. Sometimes we feel a little timid, or maybe that moment passes and we can't kind of, get back to the point that we want to. But with a lot of our virtual discussions, you'll have some chance to think and to write out your thoughts. And I think that will lead to, I think, kind of better thinking, better writing, perhaps, better participation. You don't have to kind of wait for the perfect moment to jump into discussion. So I think that's one of the benefits of online teaching that comes. It really makes us kind of be clear and succinct with our writing. So English 122, as you know, is one of the prerequisites for 123, and so we'll be, building on some of the foundational skills you all learned in English 122. But our medium will mainly be through literature, making arguments about literature. So with that in mind, I wanted to use this short video just to help you guys become acclimated to course expectations. What are you going to be clicking on for most of the time on our homepage? So we'll take the next about 5 minutes to go through that together, okay? So this is our homepage, English 123, and this will be, your kind of go-to page when you log in to D2L for English 123. Now, you'll see a quick welcome posting from me in the news column. Now, I will use the news function here and there to post maybe last minute announcements. But for I think on your end, where do you want to go to the most? It's really going to be here, content. And sometimes, it's closed or but you'll want to make sure to open that up because I'm creating a lot of folders within Content Browser. You'll see a Getting Started folder. Where do I start? Read this helpful doc, all the way to contact information, as well as quick tutorial videos about navigation. And then now going back to the folder, I'm also arranging the content by unit. So we're gonna start with the unit called Reading Fiction. And so all of the material related to this particular unit, ranging from the weekly lectures to maybe supplementary readings, you'll find here in this folder. You'll also find there's a homework assignments folder, and this is where you're going to go to access Dropbox assignments. I don't have anything created right now, but you'll find that populated by the time you access our course. Discussion board postings also have a folder of their own. You can also access discussion through the communications bar. So if you click down on this drop down menu, you'll see a lot of different features within the category of communication. Please don't worry about blogging or chatting. We're never going to do that in class. I'll let you guys do that on your own time. We're also not going to be using surveys, but we will use email and discussion. And email is the primary way that you're going to get in touch with me if you have a personal question or a grade related question. And then discussion board, you'll find that there's something already here for you. I'm asking you for an introduction of yourself as one of the first assignments for our class. And discussion board will be just a regular platform for us to use to engage in discussion about the readings that we do. So you'll be using discussion quite a bit, and so you can access that through this folder as well as the drop-down menu here under communications. I've saved the best for last though, because the course schedule, this folder, this is probably the most important document for us in our class. You'll find an HTML file called Detailed Weekly Schedule here, and this is where you're going to find the deadlines, okay, for our class. And so the detailed weekly schedule might, have week of 125, introduction to the course, and the short story as a literary form. But it'll be available for you through our course folder, okay? Now, I know this might be dizzying for you as I'm clicking around, and I think probably the best way you can become acclimated to this online environment is just to click around and explore all the different features within our homepage. But I did want to highlight the course schedule folder, which is also linked to our calendar. You'll find any upcoming deadline, whether it be a discussion board posting or a more formal written assignment. All of that will show up on your calendar so that you can have a quick overview of what's coming up. Okay. What else? Oh yes, your textbook. Okay, this is our book, Making Literature Matter, an anthology for readers and writers. It's a really big book. You'll find it, to be hefty, both just in size as well as in content. I chose this book because it has a lot of great stories and drama and poetry for us to consult. But also, it's a really great book for our online class because it has a lot of examples. And so please don't skimp out on purchasing this book. Don't think that, oh, I can just access the reading, somehow find it online. Because, yeah, maybe you will be able to find a short story or the poem that we're covering online for free. But you'll find that it's really difficult to access, like, the supplementary reading and the different content that this anthology holds for us. So this is a book that you can purchase through Amazon. I also have it available for us at the bookstore. So please get your hands on this book by week 2. Up through week 1, I'll provide the readings since I know that some of you guys are shopping around. However, by week 2, you should really have this book in hand because we'll be doing readings out of it. Okay. English 123, we will be covering different genres of literature. I think for us, the short story is the most familiar one. So we're going to start out with the short story and then move on to poetry. And we'll also go into drama towards the end of the semester. You might be wondering, how do grades work for our class? Grades, for most of the time, your grades will come from the major kind of midterms as well as a final like writing assignment. But we have weekly homework assignments, discussion board postings, and that makes up a good 15% of our final grade, I believe. So you'll see all of the breakdown for our course on our course schedule. But if you're somebody who wants to kind of keep abreast of where you stand in our class in terms of grades, D2L has a gradebook function that you can go into, and I update that very very frequently. Okay, so in terms of learning online, I think the really nice thing about online learning is that you do it on your own time. I'm rarely ever going to have kind of like a synchronous chat session or anything, because many of you signed up for this class so that you can learn on your own time. But that also means that you really need to be on top of keeping up with the schedule. And so I think you'll find yourself getting into a groove, and kind of finding out the rhythm of the course. But you can think of our class as a class that you check in about twice a week, and you have about 1 to 2 short assignments that are due every week. Okay, but go back to that course schedule, and you'll find everything you need there. But yeah, but again, welcome to the class. I'm excited to work with you this semester, and feel free to shoot me any questions, any issues that you have that you find coming up. Okay, I will see you guys next time. All right, take care. Bye bye.